Okay, so we have markers set, say these are neuron markers, and we want to save them, but then we also want to count these blue things, which I don't want to. It's easy to, sorry, I didn't blank out, but it's easy to consider this Nissl just because of the color with the negative image. So I don't want to call whatever these blue things are, but say we want to count them. What we're going to do is we're going to go to save counts, and that's going to lock the, it's going through a process right now. That's kind of slow. It's going to lock the markers onto this image, which is a temporary image that we are not saving. And it's going to lock them also onto here. So this is, you can see if I zoom in, hopefully. I'm sure this quality is less than ideal, so I apologize for that. But as it's running through the process, you'll know the process is done when it opens a window named log. And then that gives us a summary. This says location 7 of 8, count 7. So we place 7 markers. And then the color, aqua. And then I put a timestamp on it because that's handy. This window, don't close this window without saving it. You're going to want to save it. But you can just let it run for now, and it'll keep a tally of everything. So then we're going to count the blue things. So we're going to want to choose a different marker. Say, I'm going to do orange. Then we're going to count those. And this whole time you're looking at the zoomed in image, you're scrolling up and down the Z-stack. And that's going to help you identify neurons a lot of times. Just the 3-dimensional profile, it can be pretty helpful. So say whatever we're defining blue things as technical term. This one wouldn't be counted because it's on the red. But say, just pretend those are all of the blue things we find. So then we can go to save counts. If this is the last thing that we're going to count, we can also just close this window and it'll run through the save counts. And what I built in, you have to first initiate, it just says next, and there's no step by it. So you click on that, and then what you do is you hold down the shift key on the keyboard and just hover over this area. And I wonder if I can do that. Oh yeah, it did it. Okay. Because I'm holding the phone, I can't exactly hold down the shift. But you would hold down the shift, hover over that area, and then what it's going to do is it's going to go through the process of saving the markers, and it's going to close the image. So if for whatever reason you want to save these zoomed in images, you're going to have to do that manually because they're only designed to be temporary. So when I held down the shift key and hovered over this gray area outlined in blue, it did the tally. So we have, that should say orange. I'll have to look into that. But we have 13 orange. I don't know why it suddenly did that. And then the timestamp. And it also put the markers in roughly in a position over here. So this image is what you will probably save. I recommend saving it for your files. It's a copy of your original stack. You can also just, actually I built into the right click menu snapshot of image or capture screen. So that's another way, if you don't want to save the whole stack, you can just save it. This is a flat snapshot. I would recommend doing something of that sort. In fact, you can, with the log window open, you can do capture screen and then you have the log and this image. It's just a nice backup to have. Okay, so you would basically go through each zoomed image and do the same thing. And then right now, I still have my blue marker selected. And again, these aren't in the counting frame, so you wouldn't count them, but for teaching purposes, I'm going to place markers. And then, so say you place the wrong marker, because this is the marker we have for these blue things. Rather than deleting these markers, you can just go into the markers tab and select the correct marker, which defaults to this color, aqua. And it will change those markers up until the point where you save counts. After you save counts, you can't change anything.